Gavin, thank you as always for talking to us. A 2-1 win over Arsenal's academy. It's our first of pre-season. What was your assessment after that?
Yeah, listen, we set these games up for a reason, as we spoke on Saturday about the Spurs, and you know these are teams that spend time with the football, move the football really well, well coached, and so we wanted it not only as a fitness session but also as a session to spend time with the football and look at our shape and which we've been working on. I mean, we said all these things on Saturday, and it's the second part of that, effectively today. So I can only be really pleased. You know, I have to be honest. There was a point in the first half, especially when we got to about 40 minutes, and I spoke to John, and we said, well, I don't think they've had a shot. And then actually, in the last 5 minutes, they had one that they put under the crossbar, and the other one that came in from the corner. But we'd obviously scored, so I went in at half time really, really pleased. I wasn't displeased with the second half. Obviously, again, a little bit disjointed because of players that some maybe playing out of position, and a lot didn't know each other in that respect. But we've gone and drawn the half against the younger side in the second half. It was 21's first half, and then a mixture of 21s and 18s by the looks of it in the second half. So yeah, look, I'll take it for what it is. It's not going to win us any prizes for beating a team with an Arsenal shirt on. I'll go away, I'll look at the VO, and I'll work out whether we are where I want us to be at the moment in the respect of that and what work we need to do, or whether we're behind or ahead in that, and that's what pre-season's all about. Great support for a pre-season friendly. I understand 1,500 or something like that, which is fantastic, and I thank people for coming, because as I said on Saturday, sometimes these games are not as fluid as they should be, not as exciting sometimes as they should be, but you know, I need to get out of it what I need to get out of it.
Absolutely. That said, we were treated to 3 goals of pretty high quality, one of which again came from Marcus, and another from a trialist. What was your assessment of our play going forwards? Obviously you've mentioned shape defensively, but how did you assess our forward play tonight?
I mean, I can't be too harsh on it. It's obviously got massive room for improvement, but we've done nothing really on it. Very small amounts on that, because we've been concentrating on out of possession. We are starting to concentrate on the build, and we started that last week, and our in possession play. And the idea is that we progress. We progress during the pre-season, and we start to see that. We've now had 2 games where we've spent a lot of time without the football, which we expected, which we were deliberate. We now go into games. I'm not saying that we'll dominate. That's not what I'm saying. But they'll leave themselves up in respect of possession stats and things like that. They'll give us different problems, which is what we want. And we're going to need to see that progression with the in-possession stuff now, certainly.
And at the other end, obviously defensively, you mentioned some mistakes on Saturday. Were you satisfied with how they performed tonight?
Yeah, I think first half, as I already mentioned, I thought was excellent from that point of view. I thought shape was good and limited Arsenal to very few chances. Obviously, second half, different system, different players, some players playing out of position. It obviously became a little bit more open in that respect. So, you know, all in all, taking everything into consideration, I've got to be happy.
There are some newer trialists who we perhaps didn't see on Saturday. Were they sort of tempting your consideration, or is there sort of positions in mind that you have to still strengthen the side?
I think we're in a good place. I think coming up from the division below, you always need to think about what you might need and how you build a new squad. It was paramount to me that I didn't rip this squad apart. I felt that the togetherness was a big factor of where we are, but also adding where we needed to add. And I still think at the moment that we need to add a couple. And some of those guys have come in those areas where I think we might need to add. We're certainly running the rule over them in respect of where they're at. I'll speak to all of them tomorrow, and these are all lads that want to get on with their football career. So there's a few decisions to be made.
Absolutely. And on to Welling Garden City on Saturday, and I imagine, as you say, it's going to be a very different nature of performance.
Well, it's a different nature of game. It's performance-wise, I can't say at the moment. I hope it's a good performance. I hope it's a really more structured all-round performance. But it's a different ball game altogether. It's a non-league side who did very well last season, and will present us with different problems. Will present us with probably more physicality. Will probably, you know, it will just present us with the types of problems that we want at this stage. So we flip from spending time around the football, shape, to having to look after ourselves in a game, you know, that's going to be a proper non-league test, if I'm honest. And that's exactly what I think we want at the moment. We need to almost reset ourselves and reprogram ourselves after these first two games to now actually knuckle down and really start looking hard.
Thanks, Gavin, and we'll see you then.
Cheers.